Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new series on this channel. I know I haven't uploaded for a while, but today we're going to introduce a new series and a new form of content to Ion Formula Racing. Now, you guys may not be familiar with this, but I'm implementing a new series. This is a public lobby career mode. Essentially, we're going to be playing a career mode in public lobbies. We're starting from the lowest team and slowly work our way up to the highest team possible, in this case being Ferrari. This will be a multi-episode journey and it will take lots of races. Hopefully we'll see glory in the future, but let's see if we can get it in the first episode. We're going to be aiming for pole position, obviously, with fastest lap, but considering where our car is at, we'll probably need to be a bit reasonable. Now, we've picked the Rizurin team. I reckon it's got a good design, obviously same base performance as all the other stock cars, and yeah, I believe we'll be able to get some good finishes for some, very good racing. And yeah, so let's head into a first lap. So now I don't expect too much out of this car, considering it's a stock one. Won't be expecting too much speed or grip around this track, but obviously the handling will be very similar. As we go through here, as you can see, it's already noticeable how little grip we've got, and as you can see after the exit of that corner, we're going to be very vulnerable to the bumps around this track, and as you can see, we got struck by another bump again, which is very frustrating, and it's going to cost us lots of time for future laps and races to come. But in this case, we've gotten one purple sector, middle green, and that's enough to get us a 132.5. And as you can see on the leaderboard, we're in P2 for now. The leader being Will in an Alpine, seeming very quick. But they only beat us by a few tenths. But instead, someone named Big B takes P1 away from both of us. So now I head out for another lap, just trying to see if it is possible to get pole position in this car. I know it's possible, I just had a really bad lap last time, so if I can just get the best out of this car and avoid every bump possible, I think I should be set for a possible 129, which, if you don't know, is a very fast lap around here. Now, I want to get in the 129s and 129.7s, or sub that, but let's see what we can settle with. It's 2 green sectors, the only reason being someone used a Game Pass car, so it kind of messed up the deltas. But that gets us P2 essentially, with a 130.8, the leader getting a 130.1 in a Ferrari. So it's looking very good for us. We've got the pace, we've gotten a time nearly competing with a Ferrari, so this is a good sign heading into the race. But now, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for the first race of our career mode. Now, we get a fairly decent start, obvious wheel spin. As you can see, all the other drivers on medium tires. I think we're one of the few people on softs. I'm not going to be expecting too much out of this race, but I'm just trying to get into the top 3. That is the aim for this race. Now, as you can see, that Alpine is insanely quick, overtaking us on the straight. You can just see what kind of competition we're up with. But we get the switch back on the Alpine not really getting to grips with each corner entry, and obviously the exit not really showing the good side of that Alpine. But now, as we head into the hairpin, we get a good exit, but so does the Alpine. The Alpine just has raw speed out of every corner. And as you can see, we're both using ERS, but they just seem to be that little bit faster. Now, heading through this corner, we get hit by that same bump again. Obviously not as severe as in practice, but it was still a severe bump, and we don't want to lose out to that again. Now, as you can see, our McLaren's overtaking us now, heading down into the hairpin, and we can't really make too much of it. We try for a dive bomb on the McLaren, but they also get a good exit out of that corner. But we go side by side, the Alpine slightly pulling away with whatever ERS they've got remaining, and that McLaren is lightning speed. darting past both of us, heading down into the hairpin of the final corner. And as you can see, they're just too fast. We can't really compete. We can slightly get on their tails, but it's not going to be for long. But as I say that, we get a good pickup of slipstream, and that Alpine falls away significantly. I'm assuming they're charging their battery, which is obviously taking away from their speed. But now as we move on to lap 3, we're in second place. That Alpine behind has slowly fallen away. I guess the tire wear has really got into them, and as you can see, that McLaren is just really far ahead, and it's going to be hard to keep up with them. Now, if you're confused about that pink Alpine behind us, they're not in the race, but as you can see, that McLaren flips. So that puts us up into P1. So we've got a lot of ground to work with here, and this could possibly get us a win on our debut race with our current team. Now, like I said, I'm not expecting too much, but with the speed we've been showing this weekend, I think we can probably take the win. But that McLaren is already nearby, and it's not really been a full lap yet. They've already closed in. So I'm not expecting too much out of the car here, but all I'm hoping for is that we can defend or possibly maintain this position. But as you can see, that McLaren is right there. That McLaren has got the grip, and we go extremely wide. The tire wear is getting to us. It's very clear. That McLaren just has got much more grip, better speed, and has just managed their tires a lot better, other than that flip, of course. But at this point, I'm hoping for a miracle so that we can take the place back, but no ground has been gained, and that McLaren is simply just too fast for us to keep up. And as I say that, we get P2 in our very first race. I think that's a very good result, considering what kind of car we're in against the others. So I think I'll accept that result. 1.95 seconds off of the car ahead, so essentially 2. And Will, who had pole position in practice before, was quite far behind us. But yeah, that was the first race. Now on to the second and final race. We can see that it's an 8-lapper. It's an 8-lapper. And we're going to be going for medium tires. It's going to be a one-stop strategy from mediums onto softs, and around either lap 5 to 7 we'll switch tires. And now we've got a TV camera point of view. I didn't have it available for the last race, but we've got 2 points of views now for this race. Now here we go for the second and final race of today's video. And away we go for the second race. We get a fairly good start. It seems the Lotus didn't exactly get a great getaway. As a matter of fact, they're probably stuck on the grid. Yep, they're stuck back there. But like I said, we got a good getaway. Will up at the front again. So we're likely to fight with them once more, but it's a matter of how long. The McLaren, as you can see at the back, not really up to our level currently. So we've got to just maintain position for as long as we can this race. And pretty much defend off of that McLaren. We saw how fast they were, and I don't really want to end up losing to the McLaren again. But that Alpine up ahead is quite far ahead, and we can't really close in as much as we did last race. But as I say that, they go extremely wide, and that allows us to close in. As you can see on the free cam and our onboard camera, it's very different due to the vision lag. But essentially, we're ahead of them in both angles. And that Alpine is struggling with consistency, as we've seen. So if we manage to keep this pace consistently, we should capitalize on the Alpine of Will. And as I say that, Will 1 second behind us within the DRS, but we're still pulling away. Now, Will, as we've seen, has the pace. Like I said, consistency is a big issue for them. So as long as we can use that to our advantage, we should be able to get a win this race, but it's a long way to go, so anything can happen in this marathon of a race. But now as we head on to lap 2 down the main straight, behind us there's quite a bit of action going on between the two Alpines. The two teammates not wanting to be fighting, but that's the kind of situation they put themselves in. And Kassan is really closing in down on the straight. And either Will has got an issue with their car in the straight, or they're just extremely slow and they're regenning. And as you can see, that's cost them lots of time. Kassan and Will both going side by side, heading down into the hairpin of this corner. Will just getting ahead, but the switchback is performed on him again. Kassan has got the pace that Will could only dream of. Because look at Will, he's not consistent, and that's cost him once again. And Kassan is closing in on us as well, so this is not what we want. We just want them to keep fighting, just to occupy themselves for as long as possible. But as you can see, going side by side again, Will is not done with Kassan. But as I say that, we go drifting across that corner. This is not great. This is what I meant. The bumps are going to cost us a lot in the future. Our car just can't handle these bumps. And now, consequently, Will has closed in on us, and it's not looking good for us. And we go wide. We are losing lots of time to Will right now. Kassan is also falling away a bit, so it seems consistency is a bit of a problem down at Alpine. But now Will is closing in on us extremely fast. They're not regenning this straight, and they go for an insane dive bomb, but we managed to dodge them and get an even better exit. And that dive bomb has left Will vulnerable to Kassan, and Kassan is getting close. But Will is extremely fast on the straight with that DRS. Our car just doesn't have the straight line speed, and that's Kassan behind us. Kassan has lost their front wing. They've completely lost the car, and they've lost so much time. And I think that's them out of the race now. Yep, Kassan has retired. So Kassan has crashed on the straight right after the pit entry. So what a shame for the Alpine driver. And it's all gone to shambles for Alpine, because now Will's gone wide, hit the sausage curb, and has lost lots of time that they've just worked for. So it's not going great for Alpine right now. And our team, on the other hand, is leading ahead, and Will, on the other hand, just doesn't have the pace to keep up. So now we go through this section of few corners, and that's Will. Will crashes into the barrier. So Alpine it's all gone wrong for Alpine here. Alpine has just not got it right. It's another crash for Alpine, but this time no retirement. Will is going to keep going. Let's see what they can make of their unfortunate situation. Now they've transitioned onto medium tires, going to the end of the race, and P2 crashes again. So it seems anyone that moves up into the second place is bound for a series of unfortunate events. But as we enter the pit lane for a set of softs, we flip the car. Luckily, we've got an insane gap behind us, so we have nothing to fear in this situation. It is a 50-second gap, so we've got as much time as we need to change tires or anything. We need to do whatever we deem necessary to get us the win. So a 50-second gap is very promising. We've got the speed to win the race. Now we've just got to follow through with the pace we've got. Now, onto the final lap, skipping forward. Not much action between the pit and current time. So now we're simply just going for the fastest lap here, trying to get as much as we can out of this car. Just really proving our speed and how much we can extract out of a stock car. And as you can see, we're taking every corner cleanly, carefully, and smoothly, and heading down into the hairpin. You can just see how much pace we've got. Purple first sector, yellow second, but that doesn't matter too much here. Now as we exit the hairpin, we've kept consistent pace throughout this race. Other than that slight hiccup at the pit stop, we've managed to get solid places throughout this race, and it's much more successful than the first one. But I think second place and first place is a very proud ending to what I was hoping for, and that gets us P1. What a respectable race. We've got a win in our very first episode, and it looks very bright for the future races to come. That's a result I'm sure everyone would be hoping for. But yeah, what a result. That was not the kind of excessive performance I was expecting out of myself, but I think it's a result to be proud of. Now, for a bit of information for you viewers that are watching this series, we will not be at just Qatar, we'll be at many other tracks on the calendar. and we'll be expecting more diverse races with even greater challenges to come. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and these races, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.